All right, November 21st, 2019. Tonight was my last night with the women for this year. And on the last night of the program, I always close with by telling the women about my own story and why I'm so passionate about working with the inmate population. I play them my song, Two Doors, and then I have them do an exercise where they look back on their life, and I ask them to think of an event in their life where they believed they only had one door. In other words, they only had one option in front of them. And for a lot of these women, it's the event that got them into prison. And so I asked them to journal and write about this event and why they believed they only had one door to walk through and who it affected when they walked through that door. And for some of these women, that door is violence. For some of them, it's drugs. For some of them, it's fraud. For some of them, it's vehicular manslaughter. For others, murder. And we share. And it's the first time in the program, the last night is the first time in the program where I give the women an opportunity to tell a little bit of their story and about what got them into prison in the first place. So then the activity evolves after they've shared this event. And then I ask them to imagine that they could go back to this event and create a second door. And what happens when they create a second door? And what does that door represent? Does it represent God? Does it represent common sense? Does it represent safety? Does it represent honesty? Does it represent integrity? And to journal and write about that, and how if they could go back and walk through that second door, how would that have impacted their life and the people in their lives? And so we close every program talking about the power of the second door, and how I like to leave them with the sentiment that they will always have a second door to walk through. And it's their voice that will guide them to remember that there's a second door. So I hope I'm explaining this in a way that's sensible and makes sense to you guys who are listening. Thanks so much for listening, by the way. Again, I just leave this place more elevated than when I came in. I'm so grateful to the women who finished this program out with me. And now it's time to go back to the foundation and the organizations who have funded my program these past 2 years and ask them to help me make it possible for a third year. So that's my goal. And if anyone knows of anyone out there who wants to do this work, send them to me. I'm happy to share what I know. And if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section on YouTube. All right. Thanks. Good night.